Yo, what up, man? Chris, am I checking back in, man? Back with the blog, man. Make that like button, subscribe button, anyway, and I appreciate all the support. Top of the morning, man. Salute to everybody, man. I'm in West Palm Beach, Florida. Look at all that sunshine, man. Came down here yesterday for a run. I delivered. You know, it's very easy to get to Florida. Sometimes it can be difficult to get out of unless you lower your rates. It's very competitive down here. One of the most competitive states for trucking. You really can get stuck down here if you're not strategic on how to get out of here. But I'm actually going to Massachusetts. I got to run. I'm going to Massachusetts like next week. But salute to everybody. Nigga that fucked around and went to the beach. I got stuck down here yesterday and I fucked around and went to the beach. That shit was fun as hell. It was lit. I miss the beach. I can't even believe I ain't even hit the beach this summer, man. But I had a good time. But let me talk about this particular Hitman has responded to the DMs that were released, basically saying that he's quote unquote not supporting his brothers. Brothers going around asking for a couple $100 from OMP, $500 from Twerk, stuff like that. The DM from OMP was released. I didn't really feel like this was a story, to be honest with you. I saw it unfolding on a timeline and stuff like that. I didn't really feel like it was much of a story, mainly because first of all, we talk a lot about battle rap. We talk a lot about saving battle rap, getting back to the battles and stuff like that, and not so much the drama. It's a lot of battles that drop. Niggas ain't recapping. A lot of battles that drop. Let's just keep it real. Calico and Rum Nitty, it's a battle that's fire. That battle's fire. You had Av and you had Rex. You had a surprise battle between Loso and Paz. You got Tay-Rock and Fonz. You got Arsenal and Eunice. It's been a lot of A-Ward and T-Top. So there's been a lot of battles that I felt like, we had like 11, 12 battles in the last couple of weeks. Then you still got Danny Myers and Clean Paper that was on Black Ice on a free event. It's just a lot of stuff went on that I didn't really feel like this was a big story. Mostly because it didn't really change how I look at the battle. Whether this happened, whether UMP released this, whether these bars were ever said in a battle, I felt like Mook still won the battle. And I didn't really need this release to kind of be like, oh yeah, Mook was right, or whatever. I just felt like it just is what it is. It's kind of like when Mook was like talking about Fred and, he got the Fred tapes and all this kind of stuff. I didn't really need them Fred tapes to be true. I didn't need to listen to them. I didn't need none of that. At that time, Mook was up 2-0 in that battle when he mentioned that in the third round. So none of that really mattered to me, and I felt like this was sort of a non-story. But obviously, if Hitman is going to respond to it, then it becomes a story. And DNA Tooth clipped it on Twitter to 217,000 views on Twitter. That's how many views it got on Twitter. So I know clips drastically run the numbers up a lot faster than a real video, because anybody retweet a clip, it can just go to whoever's followers and they can just look at it real quick. It counts as a view. But quick little 30-second clip, 217,000 views, and that's how it spreads its wing. Hitman did respond though. He did respond, and he deleted his tweets, you know what I'm saying? He responded. P got DMs asking my little brother, can you help me with some tickets? We want to come out as a support. Talking about Wildin' Out tickets. They had their own relationship that was separate from mine. My little bro would lose at the casino and call everybody in his phone except me, because he know I don't support giving him money for casinos. I don't go there and I don't support it. He also started talking about y'all, on his D, y'all ignoring stuff that happened 6 months ago, basically talking about with Mook and the domestic stuff to bring up something that happened 6 years ago, because these DMs are from 2019. What I'll say to that is, all is fair in love and war. So obviously P must have either gave Mook these DMs or discussed with Mook when the battle got set up that, even his brother was asking me for money or whatever the case, and then the angle is created. And Mook sold the angle pretty well in the battle. I gotta keep it real. And then these DMs being dropped, it's not by accident. You know what I'm saying? They don't land in bloggers' hands. They don't land on Twitter. None of this stuff is an accident. So, but all is fair in love and war. So if Mook might have felt like you were trying to ruin him damn near, because let's be real, if niggas caught onto that angle and felt like that angle was legit, then those kind of angles ruin people. So I mean, all is fair in love and war, and there's always a chess move. Sometimes even after the battle, there's always little stuff said, little stuff dropped, You know, we see what's going on with Coffee and Official. I never spoke about that. I had a bombshell blog about that. You know what I'm saying? But I never. But you see what was going on about stuff that was released post battle about that. So there's always the chess moves back and forth, and Hitman sometimes just has to realize that. And that's the thing that I kind of didn't really want. That's the thing I kind of didn't really want to see if he lost the battle. I was like, we're gonna see Verb all of a sudden. We hadn't seen Verb, and he pops out, yeah. You know what I'm saying, man. I'm the only nigga that got 3-0 chance between Mook and Lux. We're gonna see that. We're gonna see them blogs come out of nowhere, and we're gonna see other little stuff. Because let's be real, this is like Hitman's biggest battle. This is Twerk's biggest battle. So they go into these battles. I see Twerk online talking about there's no way I got 30. Nobody can convince me I got 30. Like, if the public is saying you got 30, niggas is gonna say you got 30 at the end of the day. But I mean, you still clearly lost, even if you won a round. Like, what is that like? What does that really mean? Like, you lost the battle. So there's always gonna be these things, and when it's in your favor, you have to accept it, and when it's not in your favor, you have to accept it. But I am the mayor of fair. I will add context. I don't think Hitman don't support his brother. I follow him on Twitter. I follow him on Instagram. I see his stories. I saw his brother at many Wildin' Out backstage shows. You know what I'm saying? Like, damn near like he was on tour with them. It was so many shows that I used to see him at. Justina Valentine, B. Simone, just hanging out with them. I also saw music videos with Hitman and them down here shooting videos with K-Shine. I saw him and Hitman on tour. That was sponsored by, I think, Incredible Entertainment, which is Nick shit. They was on tour doing like colleges and different stuff. That's all really on the strength of Hitman. So I don't think he doesn't support his brother, but sometimes you can have vices. And when you have vices, you can't always just pour money into stuff that you don't support. So maybe if his brother like to go to the casino, which I know his brother do like to go to the casino, because when Byron Blake was doing videos like he had to drop on ShowOutt, he was showing them in the casino. So we know that that's a thing. But just because you got money don't mean you always give niggas everything they ask for. So, and sometimes I can loan you $1,000 and then need some money and then be like, man, my brother ain't gonna give it to me. I ain't even paid him back from the last $1,000 I borrowed from him. So I get it. You can have money and not support certain things. You could just fall out with niggas. It ain't even odd to fall out with niggas. It don't mean you don't fuck with niggas. You can just fall out with niggas. When I got out of jail, I was mad at something my brother did that I asked him to do when I was in jail and he never did. So when I got out, I really wasn't fucking with him. And I remember my mom talking to me like, man, you and your brother need to talk. And I was like, man, fuck that nigga. But we cool now. You know what I'm saying? So siblings fall out. Siblings go through stuff. It's not the end of the world. I definitely don't think he don't support his brother. You know, we know a lot about him through his brother. And if his brother had played his cards right, and maybe he did for a while, he could have used a little bit of his, you know, mini celebrity status of being in all these battles is like to parlay that into like more things as well. You know what I'm saying? And like I say, he got features with K-Shine, P and stuff. Like, why would you even know an P? Why would you know a K-Shine? You know him through Hitman. So that's still a relationship that Hitman helped cultivate. You know what I'm saying? So just from being around. So you being around me has allowed you to build relationships with other people in battle rap, and those other people in battle rap you shot music videos with. So I'm inadvertently still helping you. So I'm just being fair about that. And but I get it. You know what I'm saying? Mook drops this. It's nothing wrong with that either. Mook is absolutely right to somehow leak this stuff, or P or whatever. It's kind of it's a little shady by P, you know what I'm saying? He got DMs privately with a nigga from 6 years ago, and all of a sudden they fall in Mook's hands when a battle happens 6 years later, which is kind of whack that, you know, DMs are being leaked or whatever. And it's like, according to the DM, you don't even got a problem with show off. Like, you calling him like little bro and stuff like, but you leaking his DM, that's kind of weak. I keep it real, P, that shit kind of leaked. I done DM'd you a couple times, not nothing crazy, but I'm like, damn, you'll leak my shit too. You know what I'm saying? And I ain't even saying that. I'm just asking you about battle rap. But that is, I get it. Y'all New York, y'all Harlem, y'all, you know, I get it. You and Mook grew up together. Probably y'all got a relationship, but that is kind of wild. But I do want to play this. Like I said, if we're gonna tear down Hitman, we can at least be fair. So let me just play a couple things. Like I said, those were the screenshots, and this is what was put online.
I know y'all really fuck with each other in real life too. Look, won't you throw little bro a pack? You got that man out here borrowing money. He done asked Home P for 200. He done asked Twerk for 500. Stop me if you hearing a lie from me. That's why you beside, buddy. This shit don't be legit. You paid and full of shit. How you went, rewrote the script. He don't want to build with the king. He just want to pull up and show him the bricks. It's killing show being poor, especially when his brother's supposed to be rich.
Wildin'. Mook, did nobody say wildin' with you when you did that, by the way? I did notice that wasn't nobody saying wildin' with you. But so that's what went online. And these kind of clips was getting 200,000 views and stuff like that. So just being honest about that. But I do want to play this. We gonna play the bad. We gotta play the good. I'm the man fair, man. We gotta play the good. I know y'all remember a couple years ago, Twerk and O from Street Status was arguing on Twitter, and 2 or 3 years ago on Twitter. And it was in spaces they was arguing about really Twerk ran off on a plug. He did not. He took a deposit. He didn't do the battle, and he never returned the money from O. And at first, what started out as like a little cordial conversation, like, yo, you know, I still fuck with you, man. You know, I still try to get your money. Turned into the, man, well, F your money, and all this kind of stuff. And it just ended up being like a situation where it was almost like niggas got to see me if they want to get their money. So this was a situation, but Hitman made that situation right and got Twerk debt paid off. So let me just play this. Oh shit, hold on. Let me find it. Hold on, let me find it.
Facts. Man, Street Status tried to book that, and Twerk ran off with the paper and left his fake balloon, his La Cienegas in that nigga car.
Shout out to Hitman. Let's I'm gonna say this live on camera, man. Hitman paid the debt for New Jersey Twerk. Once the matchup with New Jersey Twerk and who on the bags and body shit, who we battled down in Atlanta when Hitman battled Geechee. Twerk Big K. I hit up Hitman. I say, hey Hitman, you know the nigga ran off on me with the bag or whatever. He said, oh man, he did. I'm like, yeah. He like, man, say no more. I'm finna hit this nigga up. Boom. He hit me back the next day. He like, well, listen, this is what we gonna do. You know what I'm saying? Whatever I'm finna, pay him, he gon' I'm gonna take it out his back end. Pause. You feel what I'm saying? And that's exactly what happened. I flew down to Atlanta, watched the whole battle the next day. Once the motherfucking pay-per-view and shit paper rolled through, that nigga Hitman shot me he shot me the remainder of the money for Twerk. So that's just real shit. That's just real shit though. It be a lot of behind the scenes real shit going on, and me and Hitman, we ain't always been on the best motherfucking accord or whatnot, but at the end of the day, it was just like, nigga, you ain't finna do that to my, nigga, this is the land. You feel what I'm saying? You ain't finna do that to the crib. So yeah, so it shout out to Hitman, you know what I mean? He definitely, but that nigga Twerk, he still ain't a solid nigga though. You know what I'm saying? He's still real faulty, bro. And as you can see, like, I don't be wishing like none of that bullshit on nobody, but a lot of shit be happening for reasons. You know what I'm saying? Like when a nigga just ain't solid.
So that's what's going on, man. Hitman basically facilitated the way for O to get his money back. And salute to O, you know what I'm saying? A lot of these small leagues try to book these top tier guys to come down there and battle one rounders for $1,500, 3-round battles for about $3,500, stuff like that. And niggas run off on a bag, and these niggas don't really got it like that to be taking losses. So it's cool that Hitman was able to use his relationship with Twerk to get the money back, because when him and O spoke in his space, that shit was going nowhere. Like, first he was talking about he'll pay, but he ain't had no timeline on when he gonna pay, and then it escalated to a nigga was like, fuck your money. And then niggas was on Anwar helmet like, yo, you got your client running around here owing niggas, like, yo, handle that. So it's good that 3 years later, O can get his money. You know what I'm saying? 2 years later, whatever, O can get his money. So that's cool. And that's on Hitman. So Hitman does a lot for the culture. But when you lose a battle, and you lose a battle of this magnitude, this is what comes with it. Everybody can take losses, and sometimes it's not a big deal. But you and Mook was a grudge match, the biggest match in battle rap at the time. So what happens is that there's a lot of fallout from that. And that's why you got to win the battle, because if Mook would have lost, it would have been like, oh, you talked all this shit and lost. And now when the culture got you losing, and like I said, it's pretty high. It's hot, 80 80+% that people got Mook winning. Damn near 90% people got Lux beating Twerk. So those percentages are high for those two battles. And now it's like everything Hitman does, whether it's the Whack 100 interview, whether it's tweets, whether it's this, it's always gonna look like you're just complaining about the battle. Sometimes you just have to, I guess, take the lumps and keep moving, because the culture is not gonna defend you. You know what I'm saying? The niggas will do a blog about you owing, about you not helping your brother for $200. They won't blog on you on the twerk shit though. Niggas ain't gonna blog on that. Niggas ain't gonna throw you no bone on a good look for that. I ain't gonna see no thumbnail about how Hitman saved Twerk. I ain't gonna see no thumbnail about how Hitman looked out for Twerk. Definitely ain't gonna see that. That'll fly under the radar. You know what I'm saying? So I just want to put both stories out there and just let y'all know. But Mook ain't wrong, man. You know, he don't owe Hitman shit. He do all that shit and then hop under one of Hitman's comments and be like, salute the Hitman on the battle. Good work. Give him a hug, say it's over with, all this kind of stuff, man. Yeah, it's over with, man. We know it. You know, we had a battle, man, and shit over with. And then a week later, leaking DMs. So all is fair in love and war, though. That's all I'll say. You know what I'm saying? All is fair in love and war with these niggas. Holla at your boy.